Welcome to Recap Diary. Here is the recap of the movie Predator, released in 2010. In the beginning of the movie, an unconscious man falls fast. Royce wakes up and activates his parachute before falling into dense jungle trees and knocking out. He wakes up with his mercenary weapons and outfit seconds later, oblivious to his location or origin. A second man falls nearby. A third party stops Mexican cartel member Cochillo from shooting Royce. He died on impact from a closed parachute. Shot, Royce hides behind the gunman. Nikolai has horrible Russian commando wartime recollections. A light knocked out Royce and Cochillo, who emerged in the skies while going about their normal lives. Israeli Defense Forces sniper Isabel points her gun at them when they turn. Although she has seen other jungles, she cannot recognize this one and has seen more people fall. They search for others, unaware that adjacent Yakuza member Hanzo is watching. He tries to follow, but Hanzo removes his unclean shoes. Death penalty convicts Stans and South African rebel Mombasa fight in the wilderness. Boys bond over numbers and stop fighting. Stans discusses tree dwellers. A branch grabbed Dr. Edwin's parachute. Royce fires the branch to save him, plunging him into a lake. Edwin repeats everyone's story without knowing their location. Isabel must overlook Stan's profanities as the gang continues on. Hanzo is frozen in mud but not stuck after locating a bone totem. Hunters steal prizes from Mombasa's warriors, who win the most. Cochillo thinks it's a ransom, Stan's an experiment, and Nikolai a test. Isabel disagrees. Now they wonder if they're dead and in hell. Royce dismisses them and emphasizes escape. Nikolai wants to touch a beautiful flower as Royce takes them through the jungle. Edwin interrupts, calling it hazardous and paralyzing. Nikolai thanks Edwin and promises safety. Isabel shows Royce a spinning sea compass and asks him to slow down. Royce claims the sun hasn't shifted since they arrived, preventing movement. He implies to Isabel that the homicidal combatants and doctor were chosen. She thinks Royce was a soldier before becoming a mercenary, but he doesn't say. We find an empty cage after searching and gently raising the covering. Like these, blood marks indicate imprisoned animals. Trees with fallen cages get many visitors. Mombasa trips on a branch, trapping the gang. A big tree trunk, falling wood stakes, and a bear trap don't stop them. Isabel jumps into a pit, holding on. Isabel uses her weapon Psyche to find the dead trapper after Royce saves her. The person has been dead for 2 weeks, says Edwin. Nikolai spots a former U.S. Special Forces man in pockets. Royce realizes the traps were for the larger killer due to their position. As they move again, Mombasa senses something in the forest, but ignores it. Infrared records and repeats their words. They are surprised to find alien planets and stars at the jungle barrier, signaling they are not on Earth. Royce needs a sender response. The party returns as a drone flies near the woodland heads, terrifying Stans. Hearing Bush howl as he requests a handgun from Mombasa prevents confrontation. A scary beast alerts the gang to shoot. The beast dies quickly, but others are approaching. Edwin and Stan flee gunless. Isabel shoots a monster following Edwin while he trips. Royce daggers a beast as Nikolai and Hanzo shoot another. The monster attacks Stans, who defends himself with a knife. A few Mombasa shots kill the beast. Edwin climbs a tree when Isabel is attacked. She considers self-deleting, but a forest whistle startles the animals. Following reunification, the group is chased. Whistling diverted hunting hounds from enemy testing. All confined animals are prey on Earth, a large hunting ground. Mombasa finds a missing person and hears Cochillo calling for help in the trees. While investigating the sounds, Isabel helps Cochillo, who is seriously hurt. Royce stops her and throws a stone to signal a trap. Isabel is disappointed when Stans and others refuse to help. After the guys leave, Isabel shoots Cochillo to end his suffering, but he pleads again. Isabel goes when she learns Cochillo is dead and the hunter is listening. Royce analyzes the few signs of enemy behavior. Tracking dog footprints is his first hunting tip. After reaching a camp, the gang is enraged to find numerous species dead hanging on poles and animal fragments on the ground, showing that humans are not the only victims. At the back of the camp, a huge predator is tied to a pole. Nikolai pokes the alien with his weapon, making it shout in response to life as Royce watches Isabel's surprise. Isabel proposes leaving immediately, but Edwin finds Royce gone. As spears kill Mombasa, Royce emerges and fires madly, A huge gunfire reveals the hunter as a disguised predator with allies. The gang escapes predator lasers and shoots. Escapists descend into a river, swim to safety, unaware that a drone sent their location to the camp, displaying 3 predators hunting. Isabel confronts Royce for baiting them after the cave party. Royce is delighted they know their opponents and hunting tactics. Royce assumes Isabel witnessed a predator and asks about her reaction. Isabel remembers hearing in 1987 that these aliens resemble Guatemalans from the first movie. Royce and others seek to establish a predatory defensive perimeter and choke point. While taking positions, Isabel uses her scope to locate bush activity. Royce believes the opponent knows the traps because they're not assaulting. Their tactic changes when they bait Edwin to run across the jungle until the opponent catches up. After sniping the hunter, Isabel and the party find a prisoner. This is not the animal she missed a tree shot shooting. After hearing a voice, Royce sees a veiled person. The hunter reveals himself as Nolan and warns the gang to be quiet to avoid detection. He brings them to his old ship's refuge during a storm. Only Nolan survived a box dropped 10 seasons ago. After that, he hid and scavenged from predators and victims. Since he chats with an imaginary friend, being here has influenced him. Nolan learned to hide human heat signatures after killing 2 or 3 predators. Like the tied-up predator, huge and tiny fights, 3 predators pursue fresh victims each season using modern technology. Royce thinks predators require a ship to return each season, but Nolan says they cannot pilot it. Groot chats after Nolan sleeps. Nikolai shows Edwin his kid's photo and Stan's his scary sister tattoo. After viewing a samurai sword, Hanzo tells Edwin he speaks English when asked why he hasn't spoken. Hanzo says oversharing punishment left him fingerless. Isabel tells Royce the Earth predators were beasts. He wants to find the ship and get the captured predator to fly it because the enemy of the enemy is a friend. They find Nolan gone as smoke fills the room. Edwin thinks Nolan is trying to kill them for their belongings because the door is locked. Nolan is outside, fueling the fire, when Royce bombs the wall, sending her scurrying but without breaking it. Royce's noise attracted predators, not killed them. Predators block the hallway and laser Nolan after the plot works. After damaging a wall panel, the alien plays with the group in their chamber. Royce cautiously fires a flare into the hole, killing the predator. Remove the panel, and the group must run via dark passages. Edwin calls for help alone, setting off another flare that attracts the predator. Edwin runs and meets the gang after hearing a nasty sneer. The group leaves as he begs for help. Nikolai stops the predator from hitting Edwin. Edwin runs but dies as Nikolai fights the alien. Nikolai spits on the predator and activates a detonator after being stabbed and lifted. An explosion kills them and rocks the ship, but they escape. Stan celebrates killing an alien outside the spacecraft, but a predator knocks him down. Stan stabs the predator to save Royce and orders everyone to run. The predator throws Stan to the ground and removes his spine. Enraged, the third predator tracks sprinting groups by hearing sounds. Hanzo instructs the others to leave while providing cover after being pursued. The predator pulls out its blade as Hanzo removes his jacket and draws his katana as the gang leaves. Hanzo fights the alien and slices its guts in a violent sword fight. Fight and die after many strokes. Footing a trap, Edwin is stuck. Royce thinks the trap was meant to trap the opponent, making Edwin ineffective. Royce considers abandoning or booby-trapping Edwin. Nikolai's family portrait reminds Edwin of his kids. Isabel won't abandon or hurt Edwin, so Royce goes. Royce frees the predator in exchange for leaving the planet at the camp. After the alien affirms understanding, Royce cuts the chains, causing the predator to slit his throat. After verifying, the beast releases Royce and reattaches its mask, activating its equipment. After finalizing the arrangement on Earth, the predator calls it spacecraft and pulls up a galactic star chart with its arm brace. Isabel is trapped in a net while helping Edwin walk. After returning to camp and burying them, the third predator discovers its alien victim is free. After the predators fight, Royce runs to the ship. As the spacecraft launches, predators fight with several hits and gunshots. The alien hunter beats the spacecraft owner and slices off its head. The predator destroys the ship before traveling after victory. After Isabel states she doesn't regret helping him in the pit, Edwin attacks her behind with a poisoned scalpel. Psychopathic murderer Edwin wants to live on Earth as a monster. Royce appears before executing Isabel, since he never reached the ship. After Royce rescues them from the hole, Isabel tries to tell him about Edwin, but is crippled by the poison. Royce checks on Isabel after leaving the hole. Edwin is captured and poisoned by Royce for surprising him. Royce captures and gives Edwin to the Predator. Contacting Edwin, aliens ignite grenades, killing the Doctor, sparking a fire, and launching the Predator. After recuperating, the beast meets Royce, who feeds and hides in flames to disable its only vision sensor. Royce rushes, hits the Predator, and enters the flames again after getting an axe. The Predator repeatedly smashes Royce's concealment tree, hurting him and focusing on his heartbeat. Isabel shoots Royce with her weapon before the alien kills him. He axes the Predator after it daggers Isabel's shoulder. To end the fight, the alien's head is cut off. Cage drops Rise as Royce and Isabel reconcile. Royce proposes leaving now. And that's the end of this recap. Make sure to subscribe, share, and comment. Remember, your engagement and support keep us motivated. See you at the next one.